where the line between life and death is as thin as a thread, and beauty lurks in the planet's most dangerous corners, a legendary journey awaits. From the world's most treacherous roads to the golden heart of ancient cities, we will unveil secrets that have stood the test of time. These are places that challenge the human spirit and redefine the limits of technology. Before embarking on this fascinating adventure, comment below and let us know which country you are watching from. Sign up now and join us in exploring the world's greatest wonders. Welcome to a path where engineering meets sheer madness, and the boundary between land and sky disappears. Known as one of the most treacherous routes on the planet, the D915 spans 66 miles through the Soanla Mountains, featuring 29 death-defying hairpin turns without a single guardrail for protection. Built originally in 1916 by Russian soldiers during the heat of war, this gravel path forces drivers to navigate extreme inclines that test the limits of any vehicle. Visually, the road resembles a jagged vertical staircase carved into the side of a green abyss, often swallowed by a thick, suffocating mist that hides the 1,000-foot drops. As the pale mountain light flickers through the fog, a local proverb whispers that he who survives the D915 has witnessed the true grace of the divine. Does the road still remember the heavy boots of the soldiers who carved it? Why does the mountain demand a sacrifice every time the monsoon rains begin to fall? In the high-altitude passes of the Himalayas, where roads exceed 3,000 meters, the Earth itself is in constant, violent motion. Geologically young and unstable, these slopes frequently unleash massive rock falls that can crush a passenger bus in a split second. These routes were carved through sheer desperation and strategic necessity, yet they remain at the mercy of gravity and the elements. The road looks like a crumbling sandcastle being eroded by the gods, where heavy vehicles appear like tiny, helpless insects against the vertical granite walls. When the sudden flash of lightning illuminates the falling debris, travelers feel the presence of the mountain deities watching their every move. Is the thunderous roar just the sound of stone hitting steel? Or is it a warning from the peaks to stay away? If you think you are a master driver, these 75 hairpin turns will humble your soul and test your every reflex. Rising to a staggering 2,757 meters, the Stelvio Pass is the highest paved mountain pass in the Eastern Alps. Originally constructed in the 1820s by the Austrian Empire, it features 48 numbered curves on the northern side alone, each requiring surgical precision to navigate. From an aerial perspective, the road looks like a giant concrete serpent coiled tightly around the jagged, snow-dusted throat of the majestic Alps. The thin, crystalline air at the summit feels like a cold, spiritual bath, washing away the adrenaline-fueled fear of the climb. Legend says the wind here carries the echoes of ancient legions marching through the clouds. Do you feel the mountain's heartbeat through the steering wheel? Or is it just your own? Geography transforms into a living piece of art at the border of Chile and Argentina. Where the Andes Mountains test every traveler's soul, named the Snail's Pass for its slow, rhythmic ascent. This route rises to a staggering 3,176 meters above sea level, featuring dozens of sharp switchbacks that coil tightly against the desolate slopes. Despite the heavy snow that blankets the region for much of the year, the road remains a vital artery for trade, appearing from above like a giant concrete serpent winding through an unforgiving Martian landscape. The silver light of the high altitudes reflects off the icy peaks, creating a sense of being watched by the ancient pulse of the Cordillera. It is a place where the air grows thin and the spirit feels heavy with the weight of the earth. Is this merely a road or a winding stairway to another dimension? In the heart of the Karakoram Range, a masterpiece of modern engineering defies a natural catastrophe at 2,500 meters above sea level. Opened in 2015, this 7-kilometer series of 5 tunnels was constructed to restore the vital Karakoram Highway after a massive 2010 landslide buried the valley and created a 21-kilometer lake. This project represents the pinnacle of China-Pakistan cooperation, carving a safe path through the most rugged terrain on the planet. The tunnels appear like a glowing silver needle threading through the dark, prehistoric stone of the high mountains, offering a stark contrast to the wild, untamed peaks outside. Within the steady glow of the interior lights, there is a profound sense of human triumph and local pride. As the engine echoes through the smooth concrete vaults, one must wonder, can human ingenuity ever truly conquer the silent, ancient power of the shifting earth? Can you survive a journey through 600 dizzying U-turns in less than 75 kilometers of mountain terrain? Located in the Kunlun Mountains of northwest China, the Panlong Ancient Road, also known as the Big Dragon, was built to connect remote villages, climbing from 3,000 to 4,200 meters. Its tight, repetitive turns are a masterpiece of high-altitude logistics and human persistence. The road resembles a giant black dragon spine discarded on the barren brown slopes, twisting with a mechanical precision that seems almost artificial. At the summit, the blinding light of the high plateau creates a sense of profound spiritual isolation from the rest of the world. It is said that those who complete the 600 turns will find their life's path clarified. Is the dizziness you feel a physical reaction, or is your spirit finally beginning to uncoil? Standing on the edge of history, the Kinnaur Road is a monumental testament to human persistence against the raw power of the Himalayas. This segment of National Highway 5 is world-renowned for its terrifying half-tunneling technique, where the road is literally blasted into the heart of solid granite cliffs. This engineering marvel creates a roof of jagged rock overhanging the path, leaving drivers suspended between a stone ceiling and a vertical plunge into the roaring Baspa River below. The road appears like a gaping mouth of stone, a narrow shelf hanging precariously in midair against the backdrop of snow-capped giants. The echo of the river below carries the ancient whispers of mountain spirits, and locals believe the rocks themselves breathe during the silent nights. Can you hear the mountain calling your name from the shadows of the overhang, or is it just the wind? Warning. One wrong move here does not just mean a collision. It signifies a final plunge into the silent abyss of the Tai Hong Mountains. This tunnel that tolerates no mistakes was hand-carved by 13 determined villagers in 1972, spanning 1.2 kilometers through solid red sandstone, using nothing but hammers and chisels. The path is punctuated by crude, irregular windows that offer a dizzying view of the vertical drops right next to your tires. It looks like a jagged, bleeding scar through the crimson cliffs, resembling the hollowed-out spine of a prehistoric beast lurking in the mountainside. The darkness inside remains heavy, smelling of cold stone and the iron will of the heroes who died during its construction. Some say the rhythmic sound of hammers still echoes when the moon is full. Do you dare to drive through a tunnel built from pure desperation and blood? One wrong vibration, and the icy Vitim River becomes your eternal tomb. This decaying structure is a relic of the Baikal-Amur mainline, stretching 570 meters across the Siberian wilderness with a width of just 2 meters. Built over 3 decades ago, it lacks guardrails and consists of rotting wooden sleepers placed over rusted metal pipes. Driving here requires precision. The wood is so slippery that a single slip will send a vehicle into the frozen depths below. Visually, the bridge resembles the skeletal ribcage of a giant prehistoric beast, bleached white by the sub-zero winds. As the pale, ghostly light of the tundra reflects off the frost-covered planks, locals whisper about the Vitim shadows that guide the brave across. Do the creaking timbers groan under the weight of the truck? Or are they the size of those the river claimed? Watch your step, because your morning shopping trip is about to be interrupted by 1,000 tons of screaming steel. Located in Samut Songkhram, this unique market sits directly on a 100-year-old active railway line. 8 times every day, vendors retract their canvas awnings and move their baskets of fresh produce within seconds as the train passes inches from their stalls. It is a vibrant, kaleidoscopic tunnel of food and fabric that collapses and reforms like a living organism every time the conductor's whistle blows. In the flickering neon light of the afternoon, the market feels like a sacred dance between survival and fate. There is an unspoken trust between the train driver and the local vendors. Why does the air smell of both sweet jasmine and harsh diesel, as if the gods themselves are commuting to work? To understand the resilience of the Bolivian spirit, one must look at the path that once served as the only lifeline between the Andes and the Amazon. This legendary stretch, descending from the 4,650-meter La Cumbre Pass to the humid rainforests at 1,200 meters, is a marvel of early 20th century labor. Built by Paraguayan prisoners during the Chaco War, its 3-meter width and 600-meter vertical drops have earned it a permanent place in history books. Visually, the road is a narrow, muddy vein etched into the emerald green vertical wall of the mountains, often draped in a thick, suffocating mist. As the sunlight filters through the clouds, the air feels heavy with the breath of Pachamama, the Earth Mother. Locals believe the mountain protects those who offer a libation before descending. Is the mist merely water? Or is it the spirits of the ancestors watching the travelers? Don't look away, or you'll miss the narrowest passage ever carved by human hands into the rugged Black Hills. South Dakota's Iron Mountain Road features unique pigtail bridges and 3 tunnels, the most famous being the Needle's Eye, a passage only 8 feet 4 inches wide. Completed in the 1930s, this road was masterfully designed to frame Mount Rushmore in the distance as you emerge from the darkness. The tunnels appear as tiny needle-sized holes poked through the granite skin of the earth, forcing cars to squeeze through like silver thread. As the golden light of the pines hits the rough-hewn stone, you feel the presence of the Great Spirit that the Lakota people have long revered. The silence within the rock is heavy and ancient. Does the stone hold the memories of the mountains, or are you just a shadow? How can a highway even exist at the roof of the world, where the very air is often too thin for human survival? Frequently hailed as the 8th wonder of the world, the Karakoram Highway reaches a peak altitude of 4,693 meters at the Kunjara Pass, a feat that required the labor of over 25,000 workers across 2 nations. This massive artery of asphalt cuts through the most concentrated collection of high peaks on Earth, appearing like a delicate ribbon of gray silk draped over the massive, icy shoulders of the Karakoram Range. The shimmering glaciers nearby seem to observe your progress with a cold, divine indifference that humbles any traveler. Local legends speak of mountain watchers who protect those who respect the high passes and punish those who do not. Why does the heart beat faster as the horizon expands into an infinite, terrifyingly beautiful void? Behold the ultimate high-altitude engineering feat that connects the bustling mainland of China to the majestic roof of the world. Spanning 2,142 kilometers, this highway crosses 14 daunting mountains and dozens of raging rivers, reaching altitudes where oxygen levels drop by 50%. Constructed between 1950 and 1954, it was carved through sheer strategic necessity, yet it remains at the mercy of violent landslides and unpredictable Himalayan blizzards. The road appears from above, like a jagged gray serpent gasping for air as it coils around white peaks exceeding 5,000 meters in height. In the pale starlight of the high plateau, the air grows thin, and the spirit feels a profound, spiritual connection to the ancient mountain deities. It is a place where human ambition meets the cold, divine indifference of the earth. Are the flickering green lights in the distance merely stars, or the restless spirits of the trail's pioneers? Do not dare to blink as you enter this jagged stone throat carved by pure desperation and the iron will of 13 ordinary men. Located in the Taihong Mountains, the Guoliang Tunnel was the answer of local villagers who refused to remain isolated from the world. From 1972 to 1977, they used 12 tons of steel and 4,000 hammers to manually create a 1.2-kilometer passage through solid red sandstone. The road features irregular windows that offer terrifying views of the vertical abyss, just inches from your wheels. It looks like the jagged, bleeding wound of a mountain beast, a crimson scar etched into the vertical cliffs. Within the shadows, the air is thick with the spirit of those who died during its creation. Can you still hear the rhythmic echo of hammers striking stone? Or is it just the mountain's heartbeat? Does the rock still bleed? Why does this 2,142-kilometer ribbon of asphalt claim thousands of lives while offering the most divine, soul-stirring scenery on the planet? The Sichuan-Tibet Highway is a grueling journey that crosses 14 high mountains and dozens of raging rivers, reaching altitudes where oxygen is a luxury. Avalanches, mudslides, and unpredictable rockfalls are the true masters of this route, which was built in the 1950s to connect the roof of the world to the mainland. The road appears like a massive twisting serpent, gasping for air as it coils around peaks exceeding 5,000 meters. Eerie green lights are often reported to flicker near the corpse bends, where legend says the mountain demands a toll in blood. Do you hear the mountains grinding their stone teeth at night, waiting for the next traveler to lose their way? The Karnali Highway stands as a raw, unfiltered example of humanity's ongoing struggle against the world's youngest and most volatile mountains. Spanning 232 kilometers through the remote Surkhet and Jumla regions, this road is notorious for its deep mud and waterfalls that pour directly onto the driving surface during the monsoon season. Despite its technical flaws, it remains the most critical artery for the survival of thousands in western Nepal. The path looks like a half-hewn scar on the body of a giant, constantly bleeding red earth and white water into the valleys below. When a rainbow forms in the spray of a waterfall hitting the asphalt, it is seen as the blessing of the river goddess, providing hope to weary drivers. This road is the pride of those who survive its trials. Why does the heart swell with such reverence when faced with such absolute chaotic beauty? Imagine driving through a skyscraper made entirely of frozen clouds and silent history. The Tateyama Kurobi Alpine Route in the Japanese Alps features the world-famous Great Snow Canyon, where walls of snow reach staggering heights of 20 meters. Formed by months of relentless blizzards, This white corridor is carved out every spring with surgical precision by specialized snowplows. Visually, it looks like a deep, surgical incision into the white skin of the earth, a canyon of pure crystalline light that blinds the unprepared traveler. The silence between these frozen giants is heavy, carrying the purity of the mountain deities that the Japanese people have worshipped for millennia. As the sun strikes the towering walls, a divine brilliance fills the air, cleansing the spirit of all worldly noise. Would you feel small or reborn, standing between these massive walls of ice? Have you ever dreamed of driving across the surface of a liquid dream without sinking into the depths? Located in the Shuanan County of Hubei Province, the Shiziguan Floating Bridge is a 500-meter-long engineering marvel that rests directly on the emerald waters of the Qingjiang River. Completed in 2016, this Bridge of Dreams is constructed from high-density polyethylene floats, allowing cars to travel through a breathtaking canyon previously accessible only by boat. Visually, the bridge resembles a long, serpentine wooden plank floating on a shimmering green mirror, undulating gently with every ripple. As the morning sunlight sparkles off the river's surface, a sense of profound peace descends, as if the water spirit itself is carrying you across the valley. It is a place where the barrier between land and water dissolves into a single path. Does the water hold your reflection, or is it showing you your soul? Step into the shadows of a subterranean world, where the engines of miners have long since fallen silent and cold. In the rugged terrain of Thongpa Pum, abandoned lead mines have been converted into unofficial dirt tracks for adventurous motorcyclists. These dark, damp tunnels were once the lifeblood of the local economy before environmental protections took hold, leaving the earth hollowed out. The tunnels look like jagged, abandoned veins in the earth's muscle, dripping with cold groundwater and ancient orange rust. The flickering headlight of your bike reveals the ghosts of a vanished industry, where the air is thick with the scent of wet earth and forgotten labor. Local legends warn of mine guardians who dwell in the deepest shafts. Do you hear the sound of a pickaxe striking stone, or is it just the dripping of time? Beware of the giants that sleep beneath these jagged peaks, for this road was carved through their very doorstep. Trollstigen, located in the heart of the Rauma municipality, features 11 hair-raising hairpin turns and a steep 10% incline that winds past the thundering Stigfossen waterfall. Opened in 1936, after 8 years of treacherous labor, it is a narrow ledge that tests the courage of even the most experienced drivers. The road looks like a winding staircase built for a giant, a gray ribbon draped over the vertical, moss-covered skin of the mountains. As the misty rainbow light dances in the spray of the falls, the legendary mountain trolls seem to watch from the shadows of the rocks. Does the stone mountain breathe in the silence of the fog, or are you being followed by the echoes of the giants? The water of the Amity Island Lagoon is deceptively calm, but a cinematic nightmare is lurking just beneath the surface, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Part of the legendary studio tour, the Jaws attraction features a massive mechanical shark that has been terrifying visitors since the mid-1970s. As the tour boat passes the quiet docks, the peace is shattered by explosions and the sight of a 25-foot great white lunging from the depths with razor-sharp teeth. The water looks like a dark, liquid mirror, hiding a prehistoric hunger, reflecting the flickering dock lights and the fire of simulated destruction. Within the screams of the tourists, the cinematic ghosts of Hollywood's past feel vibrantly alive. Is it just a machine made of steel and rubber? Or does the ancient fear of the deep feel suddenly, terrifyingly real? Why do we build paths that seem to lead directly into the mouth of a celestial dragon, defying gravity and logic alike? The heaven-linking avenue in Hunan province features exactly 99 turns, a sacred number representing the 9 palaces of heaven in ancient Chinese tradition. Completed in 2005, this road culminates at the base of the Tianmen Cave, a massive natural archway standing 1,200 meters above sea level. The road looks like a delicate white silk ribbon dropped onto a vertical emerald forest, coiling upward in a frantic, beautiful struggle for the sky. As the thick mountain mist swirls around the Heaven's Gate, the atmosphere becomes heavy with the scent of incense and ancient Taoist mysteries. It is said that reaching the top signifies the cleansing of one's earthly karma. Do you feel the breath of the dragon as you navigate the final turn? Or is it just the thinning air? Be warned, for this stretch of asphalt carries a weight of sorrow that no map can truly measure or explain. Known as the Highway of Tears, this 720-kilometer section of Highway 16 in British Columbia, Canada, has been the notorious site of numerous disappearances and murders since 1970. It serves as a lonely lifeline through the remote wilderness, yet its history is shrouded in mystery and overwhelming grief. The road appears as an endless, claustrophobic corridor of dark pines, a gray ribbon cutting through a wilderness that keeps its secrets buried deep within the earth. In the cold, gray northern light, the atmosphere feels heavy with the silent pleas of the lost. Many believe the spirits of the missing still wander the fog-laden shoulders, seeking justice from the living. Is the rustle in the trees just the wind, or the footsteps of a soul that never made it home to the light? Why does the very ground beneath your tires feel like it is built from the cold, heavy weight of a million forgotten souls? The Kolyma Highway stretches 2,031 kilometers through the Russian Far East, where winter temperatures plummet to a lethal 70 degrees Celsius. Built by Gulag prisoners between the 1930s and 1950s, the road earned its chilling name because the bones of those who died during construction were buried directly into the fabric of the road itself. It appears as a bleached, skeletal spine of gravel cutting through the frozen Siberian permafrost, a landscape of absolute, desolate silence. In the blue Arctic twilight, the air feels thick with the presence of the past, as if the earth refuses to forget the cost of its creation. It is a place of profound sorrow and terrifying endurance. Is the crunching sound beneath your wheels just gravel, or the echoes of the fallen? stop right now. This is the only road in New Zealand where rental car insurance is strictly voided because the danger is simply too high to calculate. Carved by hand by gold miners in the 1880s, Skipper's Canyon Road is a one-way dirt track hanging precariously over the Shotover River. The path is so narrow that if two vehicles meet, one must reverse for miles along a crumbling cliff edge. It looks like a jagged ancient scar etched into the face of a golden, barren wasteland, defying the laws of modern transport. The cold shadows of the canyon seem to hide the restless spirits of miners who never found their fortune. A local warning persists. Never whistle while driving here, or you might wake the sleeping earth. What is that strange scratching sound echoing against your car door from the depths? Is this a bridge for cars, or a terrifying roller coaster built specifically to challenge the laws of modern physics? Connecting Matsui and Sakai Minato, this rigid frame bridge spans 1.7 kilometers with a gradient of 6.1% on one side. It was designed at this incredible height to allow large cargo ships to pass underneath without interrupting the flow of land traffic. From a distance, the bridge appears like a vertical wall of concrete rising straight into the sky, a terrifying optical illusion of impossible steepness. As you reach the apex, the silver light of the Sea of Japan stretches infinitely before you, creating a moment of weightless, divine clarity. It feels as though you are driving directly into the heavens. Is this engineering marvel a bridge between cities, or a gateway to a much higher state of being? Prepare to climb the 99 bends that lead to the very doorstep of the gods. The heaven-linking avenue in Hunan province features exactly 99 turns, representing the 9 palaces of heaven in traditional belief. The road culminates at the base of the Tianmen Cave, a massive natural archway 200 meters above sea level. The road looks like a white silk ribbon dropped onto a vertical emerald forest, coiling upward in a frantic, beautiful struggle for the sky. As the mist swirls around the Heaven's Gate, the atmosphere becomes heavy with the scent of incense and ancient Taoist mysteries. It is said that those who reach the top have cleansed their earthly karma. Do you feel the breath of the dragon as you navigate the final turn? Or is it just the thinning mountain air? Lose yourself in a concrete knot that defies human logic and turns the simple act of driving into a dance of mechanical precision. The Oyamazaki interchange in Kyoto is a dizzying masterpiece of multi-level transportation engineering, where the Meishin Expressway and several major routes converge in a series of perfect, overlapping spirals. Designed to manage massive traffic flow in a limited space, it resembles a giant mechanical spiderweb of asphalt, with loops stacked upon loops in a display of Japanese efficiency. From above, the interchange looks like the intricate gears of a futuristic clock, moving thousands of lives in a silent, synchronized rhythm. As the neon strobe lights of the city reflect off the polished guardrails, a modern deity of speed seems to govern the flow. Is there truly an exit to this labyrinth? Or have you become a permanent part of the infinite loop? Step into the grim statistics of survival on a path that has claimed more lives than any other mountain pass in the modern world, rising from the humid depths of the Amazon to the 4,150-meter heights of La Paz. The North Yungas Road is a 60-kilometer clinical test of human nerves and mechanical endurance. Built in the 1930s by Paraguayan prisoners during the Chaco War, its narrow 3-meter width and vertical 600-meter drops were the only lifeline for decades. Visually, the road resembles a wet, mossy vine desperately clinging to the vertical emerald walls of the Andes, often swallowed by a thick, suffocating mist. As the golden sunset light hits the countless memorial crosses lining the edge, the local legend of Pachamama feels heavy in the air, demanding respect from all who pass. Why do the tires feel so light when the mountain decides to breathe? Does the fog hide the faces of those who fell? Now you see it. Now it belongs to the silent, salt-crusted kingdom of the deep, connecting the island of Noirmoutier to the mainland in the Bay of Bourgneuf. The Passage du Gois is a 4.1-kilometer natural silt road that is only accessible twice a day for a few short hours. For the rest of the time, the Atlantic tide rises and swallows the entire path under 4 meters of water, making it one of the most unpredictable routes in Europe. This ancient crossing, first appearing on maps in 1701, is a battle against the clock and the moon's gravitational pull. The road appears as a disappearing scar on the sandy seabed, glistening with salt and leftover shells as the water retreats. In the shimmering light of the low tide, the ghosts of the ancient tides seem to whisper warnings. Will you make it across, or will the ocean claim the path again? Welcome to a world where cars dive beneath the waves, while ships sail peacefully above their roofs. Opened in 2002, this unique aqueduct in Harderwijk is a 25-meter-long water bridge that allows boats to cross over the N302 highway. It is an engineering marvel that manages water levels while keeping traffic flowing 3 meters below the water's surface. From above, the road appears to vanish into a blue abyss, only to emerge on the other side like a needle passing through a liquid fabric. The soft blue light filtering through the tunnel creates a sense of being submerged in a technological womb, protected by the very element that seeks to drown the land. The Dutch have always negotiated with the sea. Is this a victory over nature, or a peaceful surrender to its fluid grace? Why would anyone brave a path where the mountain literally tries to swallow you whole every single winter? The Zogila Pass, situated at a staggering 3,528 meters in the Ladakh region, serves as the vital yet terrifying link between Srinagar and Leh. This narrow, unpaved ledge offers no guardrails, only a sheer vertical drop into a rocky abyss. Constructed as a strategic military route, it is frequently battered by heavy snowfalls and violent winds that can sweep a vehicle off the edge in seconds. Visually, the road resembles a fraying thread stitched onto the side of a massive, crumbling wall of ice and stone. As the pale moonlight reflects off the treacherous slopes, locals speak of the mountain shadows that lure weary drivers toward the brink. Why does the wind here sound like a human scream echoing through the desolate peaks? Abandon all hope of a quick rescue once you cross the invisible line into the Arctic void of the northern wilderness. The Dalton Highway is a 414-mile gravel scar stretching through the Alaskan interior toward the edge of the Arctic Ocean. Built in 1974 to support the Trans-Alaska Pipeline, it remains one of the most isolated roads on Earth, passing through vast stretches of tundra where help is hundreds of miles away. The highway appears as a lonely gray vein, cutting through an infinite white desert, a fragile link between civilization and the absolute void of the North Pole. In the deep winter, the aurora borealis dances above the road, casting a ghostly green light that feels like the cold breath of the gods. It is a place where the barrier between our world and the spirit realm is thin. Why does the engine's hum sound like a desperate prayer? Is that a crack in the ice beneath your wheels, or the rhythmic heartbeat of a frozen world waiting to awaken? The Tibet to Contoito Winter Road is the only heavy haul route in the world built almost entirely, 85%, over the surface of frozen Arctic lakes. Operating for only 8 weeks a year, this 600-kilometer crystal highway is the lifeline for remote diamond mines in the Northwest Territories. The road appears as a white, desolate void cut through the sub-zero tundra, where the ice must be at least 39 inches thick to support the massive trucks. In the ghostly blue light of the Arctic winter, the spirit of the North feels immense and unforgiving. Every creak of the ice is a reminder of the fragile boundary between life and the deep, freezing dark. Is the silence of the ice a peace or a warning? Why does this narrow, unpaved ledge at 3,528 meters remain the only fragile lifeline to the remote, high-altitude lands of Ladakh? The Zojila Pass is a terrifying segment of National Highway 1, serving as a vital strategic link that is frequently battered by heavy snow and violent winds. With no guardrails to protect vehicles from the sheer vertical drops into the rocky abyss, it is a path where the mountain literally tries to swallow you whole every winter. Visually, the road resembles a fraying thread stitched onto the side of a massive, crumbling wall of ice and stone. As the pale, ghostly moonlight reflects off the treacherous slopes, locals speak of the mountain shadows that lure weary drivers toward the brink of the cliff. Why does the wind here sound like a human scream echoing through the peaks? Is the mountain hungry for another soul? One slip on this icy ledge, and you'll find out why they say this road is paved with the price of a soul. US Route 550, stretching between Auray and Silverton, was built in the late 1880s through the heart of the Rocky Mountains. It features steep grades and hair-raising drops with absolutely no guardrails to block the terrifying view. The road looks like a narrow gray scar on the face of a red rock giant, suspended thousands of feet above the Uncompahgre Gorge. The shimmering mountain light illuminates the ruins of old gold mines, where the spirits of the pioneers still linger in the thin air. It is a place of brutal beauty and silent, divine judgment. Does the wind, whistling through the gorge, sound like the clinking of coins, or the whispers of those who never returned? Enter the most confusing circle of urban hell ever designed by traffic engineers, where your sense of direction is stripped away by shifting gears. The magic roundabout in Swindon, completed in 1972, is a complex intersection consisting of 5 mini roundabouts orbiting one large central circle. To the uninitiated, it looks like a chaotic mechanical clock where cars move in opposing directions simultaneously, defying the standard laws of the road. Visually, it is a shifting mosaic of metal and rubber, a frantic dance of urban survival in the heart of England. As the blinking indicator lights flicker in the gray afternoon, the spirit of the urban labyrinth takes hold of the driver. There is a hidden order within the madness, a secret logic that only the local survivors understand. Will you find your way out, or will you spin here forever in the circle? Why is this 60-kilometer stretch of slippery mud and suffocating fog officially nicknamed the Road of Death by every international safety organization? Dropping nearly 3,500 meters from the heights of La Paz down to the Amazonian rainforest, the Yungas Road is famous for its 600-meter vertical drops and lack of barriers. Built by Paraguayan prisoners in the 1930s, it forces trucks and buses to navigate around gushing waterfalls that pour directly onto the narrow track. Visually, it looks like a wet, mossy vine clinging to the side of a weeping mountain, hidden under a permanent shroud of white gloom. Memorial crosses line the edge like silent sentinels, marking where souls have vanished into the green abyss. Do the ghosts of the fallen still try to steer the wheels of the living during the storms? Why would gold miners in the 1880s risk their lives to carve a shelf into a vertical canyon using nothing but hand tools and black powder? This legendary dirt track, hanging precariously over the Shotover River, is so dangerous that rental car insurance is strictly voided the moment your tires touch the gravel. Carved during the Otago Gold Rush, the road is a one-way ledge where a single mistake results in a final plunge into the rocky depths. It looks like a jagged, ancient scar etched into the face of a golden, barren wasteland, defying all modern safety standards. The cold shadows of the canyon seem to hide the restless spirits of miners who never found their fortune and never left the valley. A local warning persists: never whistle while driving here, or you might wake the sleeping earth. What is that scratching sound against your car? Don't look down. The path to the base of Nanga Parbat is a journey where the soul is tested against the absolute power of the earth. The Fairy Meadows Road in Pakistan is a terrifying 16-kilometer mountain track that starts at Raikot Bridge and climbs to an altitude of 3,300 meters. Carved by locals without modern machinery, this unpaved ledge is so narrow that only small jeeps can navigate its gravel hairpins. The path resembles a fraying rope of dust hanging precariously over a vertical void, where the roaring Indus River looks like a tiny silver thread below. As the divine glow of the glaciers strikes the peaks, the breath of the killer mountain fills the air with a chilling purity. Local legends speak of mountain guardians who decide who is worthy of reaching the meadows. Do you feel the mountain watching your every move, or is it just the thinning oxygen? Where the jagged coastline ends, a path of daring concrete begins its roar against the untamed Norwegian Sea. The Atlanterhavsveien, or Atlantic Ocean Road, is an 8.3-kilometer masterpiece that hops across a series of small islands and skerries, connected by 8 bridges that seem to defy gravity. The most iconic, the Storsundset Bridge, features a dramatic curve that creates an optical illusion of a road disappearing into the sky. Built over 6 years and surviving 12 hurricanes during construction, it is a testament to human resilience. The road looks like a concrete roller coaster, jumping between islands of dark, ancient stone amidst the frothy white waves. When the storm light breaks through the gray clouds, the ocean giant seems to breathe against the pillars, reminding travelers of nature's absolute power. Are you crossing the sea, or is the sea simply allowing you to pass today? If you value your life, never look out the window while crossing the killer Kishtwar stretch of the Pangi Valley. This is arguably the most isolated and dangerous road in the Himalayas, featuring a rocky shelf so narrow that drivers must often fold their side mirrors just to pass. There is no room for error. One slip means a 2,000-foot plunge into the roaring Chandrabhaga River below. The path resembles a razor-thin ledge suspended over a bottomless pit of swirling mist, where the earth feels like it's constantly vibrating. Dim, flickering lanterns at the valley entrance mark the boundary of the Old Man of the Valley, a spirit who watches every vehicle from the high cliffs. Why do the tires feel like they are floating on nothingness as the fog begins to thicken? How can a structure like this exist when it was hand-carved by ordinary farmers? Carved into the heart of the Taihong Mountains in Henan Province, the Guoliang Tunnel was the desperate answer of 13 local villagers who refused to remain isolated from the world. From 1972 to 1977, they used 4,000 hammers and 12 tons of steel to create a 1.2-kilometer passage through solid red sandstone. The road features 30 windows of irregular shapes that provide terrifying views of the vertical abyss just inches from your tires. It looks like the jagged, bleeding throat of a mountain beast, a crimson scar etched into the vertical rocks. Within the shadows, the air is thick with the iron will of those who died during its creation. Can you still hear the rhythmic echo of hammers striking stone, or is it just the mountain's heartbeat? Drive straight into the horizon until the land disappears behind you, and you are surrounded by nothing but the infinite blue of the Atlantic. Spanning the gap between Knight's Key and Little Duck Key, the 7-mile bridge is a 6.79-mile stretch of engineering brilliance that feels like a highway to the end of the world. Completed in 1982 to replace the original railway bridge destroyed by a hurricane, It stands as one of the longest bridges in existence over open water. Visually, it appears like a thin silver needle stitching the turquoise sea to the bright tropical sky, a straight line that never seems to end. In the brilliant brilliance of the midday sun, the ocean spirit feels vast and inviting, yet the salt air carries the memory of ancient storms. Where does the bridge truly end, and where does eternity begin? This is not merely a transport route. It is a brutal, vertical gauntlet that challenges the very concept of safety in automotive travel. The D915 spans 66 miles through the Soanla Mountains, featuring 29 death-defying hairpin turns that lack even a single inch of guardrail for protection. Built originally in 1916 by Russian soldiers during the chaos of the First World War, this gravel path forces drivers to navigate extreme inclines that push engines to their absolute breaking point. Visually, the road looks like a jagged vertical staircase carved into the side of a green abyss, constantly obscured by a cold, white fog that hides the 1,000-foot drops. As the ethereal morning light flickers through the heavy mist, a local proverb whispers that he who survives the D915 has witnessed the true grace of the divine. Does the gravel still remember the heavy boots of the soldiers who bled into this mountain? Turn back immediately if you see the water begin to ripple over the horizon line, for the ocean here is a patient predator. Connecting the island of Noirmoutier to mainland France, this 4.1-kilometer natural silt road is accessible only twice a day for a few brief hours. For the rest of the time, the Atlantic tide rises and swallows the entire path under 4 meters of water, making it a treacherous game of timing and luck. First appearing on maps in 1701, this ancient crossing is a constant battle against the moon's gravitational pull and the shifting sands. The road appears as a disappearing scar on the salt-crusted seabed, glistening with brine and abandoned shells as the water retreats. In the shimmering light of the low tide, the ghosts of the ancient sea seem to whisper warnings. Will you make it across? Or will the Atlantic claim your journey forever? One slip on this icy ledge, and you'll find out why they say this road is paved with the price of a soul. The $1 Million Highway, a treacherous segment of U.S. Route 550 between Ouray and Silverton, Colorado, was carved in the late 1880s through the jagged heart of the San Juan Mountains. Rising to over 11,000 feet, it lacks guardrails and features steep grades that punish even the most experienced drivers. Visually, the road appears as a narrow, gray scar on the face of a red rock giant, suspended thousands of feet above the terrifying Uncompahgre Gorge. The shimmering mountain light illuminates the ruins of old gold mines, where the spirits of the pioneers still linger in the thin, freezing air. It is a place of brutal beauty and silent, divine judgment that humbles any traveler. Does the wind whistling through the gorge sound like the clinking of coins or the whispers of those who never returned? Speed here is a siren song that leads many directly into the cold, unforgiving embrace of the English moorlands. The Cat and Fiddle Road, A notorious stretch of the A537 between Buxton and Macclesfield is frequently cited as one of the most dangerous routes in the United Kingdom. Named after the high-altitude pub at its summit, the road features a relentless series of sharp bends and steep drops that lure motorcyclists into fatal errors. It looks like a twisting black serpent coiling through a bleak, windswept wasteland, surrounded by ancient, crumbling gray stone walls. When the thick mist rises from the Peak District, the atmosphere becomes heavy with the shadows of ancient Celtic spirits who have long claimed this soil. The silence of the hills is absolute and judging. Is the flickering light in the fog a haven or a trap for the unwary traveler? Stop your car at the traffic light and pray it doesn't turn green too soon, for the spirits trapped within this mountain are notoriously impatient. The Kiyotaki Tunnel in Kyoto, Japan, was built in 1927 over a site of ancient bloody battles and is said to be exactly 444 meters long, a number associated with death in Japanese culture. Legend warns that if the light is green when you arrive, you must wait. Entering may invite a ghostly passenger to join you. The tunnel looks like a narrow, weeping concrete throat dripping with cold groundwater, illuminated by flickering, sickly orange lights. Within the damp shadows, the rhythm of a samurai's heart seems to echo against the walls. It is widely considered a gateway to the Yurei realm, where the past refuses to stay buried. Did you see a face in your rearview mirror, or was it just a shadow? Behold a city where the emerald rainforest reaches down to touch the white sands of the Atlantic in a fever dream of rhythm and light. Rio de Janeiro is defined by its dramatic topography, featuring the massive granite monolith of Sugarloaf Mountain and the 38-meter Christ the Redeemer statue atop Corcovado Hill. Founded in 1565, it served as the capital of the Portuguese Empire and remains the heartbeat of Brazil's cultural identity. Visually, the city appears like a vibrant jungle explosion caught between the mountains and the sea, a mosaic of favelas and luxury beaches pulsing with life. In the golden haze of a Copacabana sunset, the spirit of the samba seems to rise from the very earth, infusing the air with divine joy and melancholy. It is a place of extreme beauty and raw human energy. Is the Christ statue a protector of the city or a silent witness to its chaotic soul? Do you dare to walk through a city that was dreamed into existence by a madman or a divine saint? Barcelona is a breathtaking canvas of modernisme, dominated by the visionary architecture of Antoni Gaudí, most notably the Sagrada Familia, which has been under construction since 1882. This Mediterranean jewel is defined by its radical geometry and the 172-meter spires that seek to touch the heavens. Visually, the city resembles a living organism, with buildings like Casa Batlló appearing as if they were covered in shimmering dragon scales and melting stone. As the kaleidoscopic stained glass light floods the cathedral floor, the spirit of the architect feels vibrantly present in every curve. It is a place where art is not just seen, but felt as a spiritual force. In the golden glow of the Catalan sun, the stones seem to breathe with a secret, ancient life. Is this city a human creation or a dream whispered by the earth itself? Beware of the rising tide, for this legendary city of marble and mystery is a magnificent ghost ship forever anchored in a green, salt-crusted lagoon. Built on 118 small islands connected by over 400 bridges, Venice was once a maritime superpower that dominated the Mediterranean for over 1,000 years. San Marco Square, the city's spiritual center, is home to the 9th century basilica and its staggering Byzantine mosaics, while the Rialto Bridge has spanned the Grand Canal since 1591 as a testament to Renaissance engineering. The city looks like a decaying theater of floating palaces, where the liquid streets reflect the tragic beauty of a vanishing world in shades of emerald and gold. In the shimmering silver moonlight of winter, the masked spirits of the ancient carnival seem to glide across the water in silent gondolas. It is a place of haunting romance and watery shadows that defy the passage of time. As the sea slowly reclaims its bride, you must wonder, is the water a friend or a patient executioner waiting for the final watery bow? Hold on tight to the yellow iron rail of a vintage tram as it climbs the 7 steep, sun-baked hills of Europe's westernmost capital. Lisbon is a city of light and saudade, a melancholic longing that pulses through the azulejo-tiled walls of the Alfama district. Since the devastating 1855 earthquake, it has been rebuilt into a majestic mosaic of white limestone and terracotta roofs overlooking the vast Tagus River. The city looks like a faded, beautiful dream of the Age of Discovery, its crumbling facades reflecting the brilliant Atlantic sun in 1,000 shades of pastel. As the haunting notes of Fado music drift from the dark taverns at dusk, the spirits of the old navigators seem to return with the evening tide. It is a place of quiet transition and oceanic whispers. Does the wind from the Atlantic bring news of new worlds, or does it only carry the salt of forgotten tears? Beware of the seductive rhythm that rises from the emerald jungle and the sapphire sea, pulling you toward the edge of the world's most dramatic granite monoliths. Rio de Janeiro is defined by the 30-meter-tall Christ the Redeemer statue, standing atop the 700-meter Corcovado Mountain as a silent sentinel over the 4-kilometer crescent of Copacabana Beach. Founded in 1565, the city is a masterpiece of landscape engineering, where urban sprawl is forced to negotiate with vertical rainforests and jagged peaks. Visually, the city appears like a vibrant jungle explosion caught between the mountains and the Atlantic, looking like a mosaic of white sand and emerald velvet pulsing with raw energy. In the golden haze of a tropical sunset, the spirit of the samba seems to rise from the very earth, infusing the air with divine joy and hidden melancholy. It is a landscape of extreme beauty and a powerful human spirit. Is the Christ statue an ancient protector of the lost, or is he a silent witness to the city's chaotic, beautiful soul? Step into a world of imperial waltzes and whipped cream architecture where the ghosts of Mozart and the Habsburgs still govern the rhythm of the streets. Vienna, the former heart of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, is a city of monumental scale, defined by the 1441-room Schönbrunn Palace and the soaring Gothic spire of St. Stephen's Cathedral. From the gilded halls of the State Opera to the quiet intensity of its historic coffee houses, the city is a sanctuary of refined intellect and musical soul. Visually, Vienna appears like a grand white marble ballroom. Its skyline, a delicate balance of Baroque domes and neoclassical statues glowing under a soft gray sky. In the flickering candlelight of the opera houses, the spirit of a golden age feels vibrantly alive in the cool evening air, bridging the gap between centuries. It is a place of profound elegance and historical weight. Is the music a celebration of life or a requiem for a lost empire? Listen for the rhythmic, mechanical chime of a history that refuses to let the modern world forget its name or its precision. Munich is the soul of Bavaria, centered around the Marienplatz, which has been the city's heart since 1158 and features the famous Glockenspiel clock. This city is a study in contrasts, housing the futuristic silver salad bowl of the BMW Museum alongside the Englischer Garten, one of the world's largest urban parks that stretches even further than New York's Central Park. Visually, Munich appears as a precise blend of heavy Bavarian stone and the sleek silver curves of automotive innovation, looking like a high-speed clockwork heart beating within a medieval chest. In the soft, warm light of the traditional beer halls, the spirits of the old dukes and the pioneers of the machine age seem to share a silent toast. It is a place of quiet perfection and technical pride. Is the machine a tribute to the past or a shield against the chaos of tomorrow? Step into a breathtaking sci-fi dream where nature has been upgraded with a digital heartbeat and the horizon is dominated by a ship floating in the sky. Singapore's Marina Bay Sands, completed in 2010, is an engineering marvel featuring 3 55-story towers connected by a 1.2-hectare sky park that houses the world's largest infinity pool. Adjacent to this giant stands Gardens by the Bay, a 101-hectare horticultural sanctuary home to the iconic super trees. Vertical gardens reaching heights of 50 meters that harvest solar energy and collect rainwater. Visually, the complex looks like a futuristic spaceship docked atop a vertical grove of metallic, bioluminescent flowers, creating a landscape that feels alien yet deeply organic. As the neon purple and blue lights flicker across the canopy during the nightly light show, the spirit of a garden city feels like a living, breathing entity. This is the pinnacle of human intervention in the natural world, a place where technology seeks to replicate the divine. Is this the sustainable paradise we were promised, or a beautifully manufactured replacement for a wild world we have already lost to the machine? Stop and listen to the echoes of a divided world that still vibrate through the very pavement beneath your feet. Berlin is a city of profound resilience, anchored by the 1791 Brandenburg Gate and the haunting remains of the 155-kilometer wall that once split the globe in half. Since its reunification in 1990, the city has transformed Museum Island into a UNESCO sanctuary, housing 6,000 years of human cultural history. Visually, Berlin is a jagged, beautiful contrast of Prussian granite and gritty, colorful graffiti that blooms across the gray ruins of the Cold War like a garden in a wasteland. In the cold, blue starlight of the northern winter, a rising phoenix spirit seems to govern the streets, urging the city toward a future it is still learning to trust. It is a landscape of heavy historical weight and radical transformation. Can the earth ever truly heal from the trauma of such a violent division? Or do the scars define its new beauty? Have you ever stepped into a gingerbread fairy tale where the only thing older than the stones is the silent, dark water of the canals? Bruges is a perfectly preserved medieval masterpiece, earning its UNESCO status in 2000 for its intact 13th century belfry and soaring Gothic cathedrals. Once one of the world's most important commercial hubs, the city's clock stopped centuries ago, leaving behind a labyrinth of cobblestone streets and stepped gable houses. Visually, the city is a mirror of dark brick and white swan feathers reflected in the still, emerald canals. In the flickering candlelight of the ancient taverns, the stone prayers of the medieval monks seem to vibrate through the cold air. It is a place of profound stillness and historical reverence. Do the swans know the secrets of the knights who once walked these bridges? Or are they the guardians of the city's soul? Can you hear the silent scream of 1,000 neon lights reflecting off the damp asphalt of a city that never sleeps? Tokyo is the world's most populous metropolitan area, a sprawling mechanical organism housing over 38 million souls within its electric veins. From the ancient, incense-heavy halls of Sensoji Temple to the frantic, multi-directional pulse of the Shibuya crossing, this city represents the pinnacle of human density and technological integration. Visually, Tokyo appears as a living circuit board, a dense thicket of silver skyscrapers and glowing billboards that stretch toward a hazy, violet horizon. Beneath the high-tech facade, the air is thick with the spirits of the Edo period, watching the modern world through the eyes of stone foxes in hidden shrines. It is a place where the future is built upon the sacred whispers of the past. In the flickering blue light of the subway, do you feel like a traveler or just a ghost in the machine? Can you feel the golden heat of 1,000 Buddhas radiating through the humid, neon haze of the most visited city on Earth? Bangkok is a dizzying collision of sacred tradition and hyper-modern chaos, anchored by the magnificent Grand Palace, which has served as the spiritual heart of the kingdom since 1782. Spanning the banks of the Chao Phraya River, the city is a labyrinth of shimmering temples, bustling street markets, and towering glass skyscrapers. Visually, it appears as a vibrant mosaic of emerald glass and gold leaf hidden within a sprawling gray concrete jungle, where the scent of jasmine clashes with harsh diesel fumes. In the amber glow of the temple lanterns at dusk, the presence of the Erawan spirits feels thick and protective amidst the urban roar. It is a sanctuary of sensory overload and divine grace. Is the rising incense a bridge to the heavens or a mask for the city's restless sins? Walk softly through this labyrinth of alchemists and kings, for the shadows in Prague have a memory of their own that stretches back 1,000 years. Prague is a Gothic and Baroque masterpiece that survived the destruction of world wars, preserving the Charles Bridge, which has been guarded by 30 statues of saints since 1357. The Old Town Square, with its 15th century astronomical clock, remains the beating heart of a city that has always flirted with the occult and the divine. The city looks like a jagged stone crown of red-tiled roofs and dark basalt towers, appearing like a page torn from a forbidden fairy tale and brought to life in stone. In the eerie glow of the gas lamps at night, the spirit of the golem and the whispers of long-dead astronomers seem to haunt the narrow winds. It is a place of deep mystery and architectural sorcery. Do the statues on the bridge watch the living to protect the city, or are they waiting for the stones to reclaim us all? Don't blink, or you'll miss the frantic, elegant pulse of a city that transformed from a medieval fortress into a global powerhouse of art and royalty. Madrid is the high-altitude heart of Spain, defined by the sweeping Gran Via, a 20th-century urban canyon of ornate theaters, and the Royal Palace, which covers a staggering 135,000 square meters of floor space. The city serves as a temple for the human spirit, housing the Prado Museum and its collection of masterpieces by Goya and Velázquez that have defined the Western eye. Visually, Madrid appears as a river of white and gold light flowing between limestone giants, looking like a royal jewelry box opened under a fierce, unrelenting sun. As the amber street lamps flicker to life at midnight, the shadows of the Habsburg kings seem to glide through the grand plazas, reclaiming the night. It is a landscape of extreme passion and regal weight. Do the figures in the Prado paintings watch the living with envy, or are they waiting for the palace doors to finally close? Can you hear the sobbing of a lonely violin in the wind that smells of salt, grilled meat, and the fading perfume of a lost golden age? Buenos Aires is the sophisticated heart of Argentina, defined by the vibrant, multicolored tenements of Caminito in the La Boca district and the historical weight of Plaza de Mayo. Established in 1580, the plaza has been the stage for every major political revolution and the silent vigil of the mothers of the Plaza de Mayo. The city's architecture is a grand, melancholic echo of Paris, with wide boulevards and ornate gray stone palaces that contrast sharply with the chaotic, primary colors of the portside docks. Visually, the city appears as a sprawling, sun-drenched mosaic of European elegance and Latin passion, appearing like a faded photograph that refuses to lose its soul. As the soft violet dusk settles over the cobblestones, the ghosts of the tango seem to emerge from the shadows to dance one last time. It is a place of profound nostalgia and fierce resilience. Do the dancers ever truly stop? Or are their rhythmic heartbeats forever carved into the stones? Look up until your neck aches, for you are standing within a shimmering mirage that human ambition has turned into solid steel and glass. Rising defiantly from the sands of the Arabian desert, Dubai is home to the Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest man-made structure at 828 meters, completed in 2010. This hyper-modern metropolis represents a radical transformation from a pearl diving village to a futuristic hub of global commerce and luxury. The city resembles a forest of silver needles piercing the golden desert haze, shimmering with an artificial liquid brilliance that seems to challenge the sun itself. In the neon strobe lights of the night, the ancient jinn of the dunes seem to watch the skyscrapers with silent, sandy indifference. It is a testament to the power of the human will to conquer the void. Is this a permanent victory of civilization, or is the desert just waiting for its turn? Witness the spectacular meeting of ancient land and modern ambition at the edge of the world's most beautiful natural harbor. Sydney, established in 1788 as a penal colony, has evolved into a global icon defined by the sails of the Sydney Opera House and the massive steel arch of the Harbour Bridge. The city is built upon the traditional lands of the Gadigal people, who have inhabited this coastal paradise for over 60,000 years. Visually, the city looks like a collection of white sails and blue glass floating on a shimmering sapphire sea, surrounded by golden beaches and rugged sandstone cliffs. In the brilliant, blinding light of the southern sun, the ancient dreamtime spirits of the harbor seem to pulse through the crashing surf. It is a place of infinite horizons and vibrant saltwater energy. Is the harbor a gateway to the future, or a mirror reflecting the world's oldest living culture? Welcome to the adventure capital of the world, where the pulse of human adrenaline beats faster than a racing heart. Nestled on the pristine shores of Lake Wakatipu and framed by the jagged southern Alps, Queenstown became the legendary birthplace of commercial bungee jumping in 1988 at the Kawarau Bridge. This alpine sanctuary is defined by its dramatic topography, serving as a gateway to the deep wilderness of Fjordland. Visually, the landscape looks like a silver crown of granite peaks reflecting in a bottomless mirror of glacial blue water, creating a scene of impossible, cinematic beauty. As the golden mountain light flickers across the ripples, the Maori legend of the sleeping giant Matau feels vibrantly alive beneath the lake's rhythmic rise and fall. It is a place where the wild spirit of the earth calls to the daring soul. Is the lake's heartbeat a welcoming rhythm, or a warning that the giant is about to wake? Where else can you witness the raw, untamed spirit of the Pacific Northwest, blending so seamlessly with a glass-clad urban skyline? Vancouver is a masterpiece of geography, bordered by the Salish Sea and the snow-capped North Shore Mountains. At its heart lies the 1,001-acre Stanley Park, an ancient coastal rainforest that was once home to indigenous coast Salish peoples for thousands of years. The city's architectural identity is defined by Vancouverism, large residential towers that maximize views of the surrounding natural grandeur. Visually, the city appears like a cluster of shimmering crystals nestled within a deep emerald velvet, reflecting the moody, slate-gray skies of the northern coast. As the soft twilight mist rolls off the Burrard Inlet, the air carries the scent of cedar and salt, evoking the presence of ancient forest spirits. It is a place of quiet, natural reverence. Does the cedar forest still whisper the names of those who walked here before the steel rose? Do you feel the ancient, jagged breath of the volcano beneath the cobblestones of a city that smells of rain and old magic? Edinburgh is a city of two faces. The medieval Old Town, with its dark, narrow winds and the neoclassical Newtown. Standing high above the city on a plug of volcanic rock is Edinburgh Castle, a fortress that has dominated the Scottish skyline for over 900 years. Visually, the city looks like a jagged stone crown, a labyrinth of gray basalt and dark shadows that feel heavy with the weight of royal blood and intellectual revolution. In the misty harbor light of the North Sea, the whispers of witches and Enlightenment philosophers seem to haunt the Royal Mile. It is a place of haunting beauty and literary ghosts. Does the castle still guard the souls of the fallen, or is it the rock itself that remembers? Is it a city, a garden, or a futuristic vision of paradise carved out of a tropical marshland? Singapore is a sovereign city-state that has defied geography to become a global financial titan, anchored by the iconic three-pillared Marina Bay sands and the towering super trees of Gardens by the Bay. Since its independence in 1965, it has transformed into a hyper-efficient urban ecosystem where nature and architecture exist in a radical forced harmony. The city resembles a glittering emerald jewel set in silver, its skyline a sharp collection of glass needles reflecting the brilliant equatorial sun and the turquoise sea. As the evening light filters through the giant man-made forest, a sense of divine order and artificial peace settles over the island. It is a testament to the power of the human will to sculpt a perfect world from the void. Does the scent of orchids hide the metallic taste of progress? Or is this the new Eden? Look up until your neck aches, for you are standing within a shimmering mirage that human ambition has turned into solid steel and glass. Rising defiantly from the sands of the Arabian Desert, Dubai is home to the Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest man-made structure at 828 meters, completed in 2010. This hyper-modern metropolis represents a radical transformation from a humble pearl diving village to a futuristic hub of global commerce. Adjacent to the skyscrapers is the Palm Jumeirah, a massive man-made archipelago that added 520 kilometers of coastline to the city through incredible hydraulic engineering. Visually, the city appears like a forest of silver needles piercing the golden desert haze, shimmering with an artificial liquid brilliance that seems to challenge the sun itself. In the neon strobe lights of the night, the ancient jinn of the dunes seem to watch the skyscrapers with silent, sandy indifference. It is a testament to the power of the human will to conquer the void. Is this a permanent victory of civilization over nature? Or is the desert just patiently waiting for its turn to reclaim the glass? Return to the navel of the world, where the precision of Inca stonework forms the indestructible foundation of a colonial dream. At an altitude of 3,400 meters, Cusco was once the capital of the vast Inca Empire, designed in the sacred shape of a puma. The walls of the Coricancha temple feature massive stones fitted so perfectly that not even a razor blade can pass between them, surviving centuries of Spanish conquest and earthquakes. The city looks like a mountain of terracotta roofs and whitewashed walls carved directly into the high Andean Valley, glowing under a fierce, high-altitude sun. In the thin, crystalline air, the presence of the sun god Inti feels heavy and divine, watching over the descendants of the sun. It is a place of profound spiritual gravity and ancient wisdom that transcends modern understanding. Does the mountain still remember its golden age, or is the sun just waiting for the empire to return? Silence your mind and walk softly, for you are entering a sacred world where the spirits of the ancient forest outnumber the living. Kyoto served as the imperial capital of Japan for over a millennium, preserving a staggering collection of 1,600 Buddhist temples, including the shimmering Kinkakuji, a Zen temple completely covered in pure gold leaf. Beyond the temple walls lies the Arashiyama bamboo grove, where towering stalks of emerald green reach for the heavens, creating a natural cathedral that hisses and groans in the wind. The city looks like an intricately woven silk kimono, hiding tranquil moss gardens and the wooden tea houses of the Jian district beneath the shadows of ancient weeping maples. As the flickering lantern light illuminates the path of a passing geisha at dusk, the presence of the kami, or mountain spirit, feels thick and protective in the cool evening air. It is a sanctuary of profound spiritual cleansing and ritualistic beauty. Why does the wind in the bamboo sound like a whisper from a century that no longer exists? How can a single city hold the crushing weight of 5,000 years of dynastic glory while rushing headlong into a digital, neon-lit future? Beijing is the political and historical axis of China, anchored by the Forbidden City, a massive palace complex of 999 rooms that served as the home of 24 emperors since 1420. From the Great Wall on its outskirts to the futuristic steel of the bird's nest, the city is a landscape of monumental scale and rigid order. Visually, Beijing looks like a vast crimson grid of red walls and golden roofs surrounded by a gray, sprawling ring of high-tech highways and glass towers. In the dusty, crimson light of a northern sunset, the imperial ghosts seem to glide through the silent hutongs, watching the modern world with ancient eyes. It is a city of secrets and absolute power. Do the stone dragons still guard the emperor's soul, or are they watching us? Wander through a hidden labyrinth of bluestone laneways, where the smell of roasting coffee and the spray of street art create a vibrant urban symphony. Melbourne is the cultural and sporting heart of Australia, a city built on the immense wealth of the 19th century gold rush, reflected in its grand Victorian architecture. From the glass curves of Federation Square to the historic cricket ground, the city is a sanctuary of radical expression and intellectual depth. Visually, Melbourne appears as a sophisticated blend of gray stone and modern glass, its skyline frequently shrouded in the moody, shifting clouds of the Southern Ocean. In the flickering neon light of the rooftop bars, a restless, creative spirit seems to govern the flow of the city. It is a landscape of constant reinvention and artistic pride. Why does the air here feel like a conversation that never ends? Is the city dreaming of the future or just living in the moment? Follow the scent of toasted cumin and ancient leather into the beating heart of the Red City, where the desert meets the mountains. Founded in 1062, the Medina of Marrakesh is protected by 19 kilometers of towering pinkish-red ramparts that have shielded its bustling souks for centuries. Within the Jemaa El Fna Square, snake charmers and storytellers keep medieval traditions alive under the shadow of the Kautubia Mosque. The city looks like a glowing ember in the dust, a chaotic hive of terracotta alleyways and hidden gardens that smell of orange blossoms and old secrets. In the deep orange light of the Sahara sunset, the Baraka, or divine blessing of the seven saints, is said to settle over the city. It is a sensory explosion that transcends the modern age. Does the red dust carry the memory of the caravans, or are you just dreaming in the heat? Enter a landscape so perfectly preserved that it feels like a dream, painted by the gods of the high Alps. Lucerne is the gateway to central Switzerland, situated on the shores of Lake Lucerne and watched over by the jagged peaks of Mount Pilatus and Rigi. Its most iconic landmark, the Chapel Bridge, is the oldest covered wooden bridge in Europe, originally built in 1333 to protect the city from invaders. The city is a sanctuary of medieval architecture, featuring intact city walls and frescoed stone buildings. Visually, Lucerne looks like a delicate music box of wood and stone, set against a backdrop of glassy turquoise water and permanent glaciers. As the church bells chime across the lake in the crisp mountain air, a divine stillness settles over the valley. It is a place where the earth feels pure and untouchable. Is the mountain wind a song of peace, or the voice of the ancient spirits of the ice? Can a city built of coral and heavy stone still hold the vibrant, salt-stained secrets of the Caribbean pirates? Founded in 1533, Cartagena is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, protected by 11 kilometers of massive Spanish walls that once shielded the Spanish Empire's gold from marauding invaders. This colonial fortress is a masterpiece of military engineering, featuring narrow cobblestone streets and hidden plazas that have remained unchanged for centuries. Visually, the city is a chaotic rainbow of pastel facades and overflowing purple bougainvillea, reflecting the brilliant, scorching heat of the tropical sun. As the deep orange sunset light hits the ancient ramparts, the echoes of cannons and the whispers of galleons seem to rise from the Caribbean Sea. It is a place of soulful romance and colonial ghosts. Does the salt air carry the scent of lost treasure, or just the memories of a blood-soaked past? Step into a vertical labyrinth where every crumbling staircase and steep funicular tells a vibrant story of sailors, poets, and Pacific explorers. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is famous for its 16 historic elevadores, some dating back to 1883, which served the city's 42 rugged hills overlooking the sea. Valparaiso was once the jewel of the Pacific before the Panama Canal, and its architectural soul remains a chaotic blend of Victorian grandeur and bohemian grit. The city appears as a chaotic rainbow spilled across the cliffs, a sprawling mosaic of brightly painted corrugated iron houses and world-class street art that defies gravity. In the warm, hazy glow of the coastal twilight, the restless spirits of long-lost mariners seem to whisper through the salt-crusted alleyways. It is a city of echoes and uphill dreams. Do the brightly colored walls hide the secrets of the ocean, or are they just masks for a fading glory? Don't look down as you step into a glass void suspended 1,353 feet above the concrete roar of a city that was born from fire and iron. Chicago is the architectural laboratory of the world, anchored by the 110-story Willis Tower, which held the title of the world's tallest building for 25 years after its completion in 1973. In Millennium Park, the 110-ton stainless steel Cloud Gate or the Beam reflects the city's skyline in a seamless liquid mirror of human ambition. The city is bisected by the Chicago River, a body of water that was famously reversed in 1900 in a staggering feat of hydraulic engineering. Visually, the city appears as a canyon of reflective steel and glass that looks like a giant, shimmering circuit board pulsing with the energy of the American Midwest. As the blinding gold of the sunset reflects off the skyscrapers, the ghost of the Great Fire seems to linger in the heat haze. Does the city remember the flames that once consumed it? Or is it too busy reaching for the sky? Bow before the golden crown of the Balkans and feel the spiritual weight of a nation that has survived at the crossroads of history. The Alexander Nevsky Cathedral, completed in 1912, is one of the largest Eastern Orthodox cathedrals in the world, featuring a massive 45-meter-high gold-plated dome that dominates the Sofia skyline. Built to honor the Russian soldiers who died for Bulgaria's independence, its Neo-Byzantine arches house intricate mosaics and marble from across Europe. Visually, the cathedral looks like a holy mountain, cast in gold and green stone, appearing as a radiant beacon of faith amidst the city's complex architectural layers. In the sacred gold light that filters through the heavy incense of the interior, an ancient Slavic spirit seems to breathe within the silence of the icons. It is a place of profound reverence and national pride. Are you looking at a church, or the very soul of a nation that refuses to be forgotten? Can you feel the tremors of ambition and the shifting tectonic plates beneath a city that refuses to be tamed by fog, fire, or time? San Francisco is a place of constant reinvention. Famous for its 43 steep hills and the iconic 1.7-mile Golden Gate Bridge, an Art Deco masterpiece in international orange. Since the 1849 gold rush, the city has been a magnet for dreamers, surviving the devastating 1906 earthquake to become the global axis of the digital revolution. Visually, the city appears as a series of pastel-colored waves frozen in time, frequently swallowed by the thick, rolling white breath of the Pacific fog. As the pale ocean light filters through the bridge's steel cables, the spirits of the pioneers and the poets feel close enough to touch in the salt air. It is a landscape of high stakes and infinite horizons. Why does the bridge hum in the wind like a giant, mournful harp? Is it a song of welcome or a warning for the dreamers? Welcome to a vertical forest of glass and steel, where the density of human ambition reaches the clouds and defies the rugged mountainside. Hong Kong is a global financial titan compressed into a narrow strip between the 552-meter Victoria Peak and the deep sapphire waters of the harbor, navigated by the iconic Star Ferry since 1888. The city boasts more skyscrapers than any other metropolis on Earth, creating an urban canyon that functions with surgical, high-speed efficiency. Visually, the city resembles a neon-lit motherboard, a shimmering grid of electricity that never fades into darkness, reflecting off the water in a chaotic dance of light. In the brilliant white light of the harbor towers, the ancient spirits of the mountain seem to observe the frantic pace of commerce with a cold green indifference. It is a testament to the power of capital and human survival. Does the mountain still remember the forest it once was, or has it become the machine? Is it possible to live in the year 3000 while still bowing to the sacred spirits of a 500-year-old royal palace? Seoul is a hyper-modern metropolis where the 555-meter Lotte World Tower looks down upon the ancient eaves of Gyeongbokgung Palace, built in 1395. This city is a global powerhouse of technology and pop culture, yet it remains deeply rooted in Confucian traditions and mountain worship. Visually, the city is a neon forest of electronic billboards and glass skyscrapers, bisected by the shimmering Han River. In the digital strobe light of the night, ancestral whispers seem to flow through the fiber optic cables in the quiet mountain temples. It is a landscape of relentless speed and spiritual depth. Does the technology dream of the ancient mountains it replaced? Or is the future just another way to remember the past? Dare to wander through a city where Roman ruins, Victorian fog, and glass skyscrapers collide in a gray, magnificent symphony of power. London has been the beating heart of global trade and empire for nearly 2,000 years, anchored by the dark, heavy flow of the River Thames. From the medieval Tower of London to the ticking precision of Big Ben, the city is a dense forest of stone monuments and royal history. Visually, London appears as a sprawling, charcoal-colored labyrinth. skyline, a jagged contrast of Gothic spires and modern steel gherkins. In the soft, damp light of a London morning, the ghosts of kings, poets, and paupers seem to walk the narrow alleyways of the city. It is a landscape of tradition and relentless reinvention. Why does the Thames flow so silently beneath the bridges? Is it keeping the secrets of the empire buried in its mud? Welcome to a vertical forest of glass and steel, where the density of human ambition reaches the very clouds and defies the rugged mountainside. Hong Kong is a global financial titan compressed into a narrow strip of land between the emerald peaks of Victoria Peak and the deep sapphire waters of Victoria Harbor. Since the 19th century, it has evolved into a hyper-efficient urban machine, boasting more skyscrapers than any other city in the world. Visually, the city resembles a neon-lit motherboard of light and motion, a shimmering grid of electricity that never fades into darkness. In the brilliant white light of the harbor skyscrapers, the ancient spirits of the mountain seem to observe the frantic pace of commerce with a cold, green indifference. It is a testament to the power of capital and human survival. Does the mountain still remember the forest it once was, or has it become a permanent part of the machine? Don't let the elegant Parisian facades and grand boulevards deceive you. There is a fierce, melancholic passion burning beneath the cobblestones of this southern capital. Buenos Aires is a city of profound contrasts, where the European grandeur of the Teatro Colón meets the gritty, colorful spirit of the La Boca shipyards. Founded in 1536, it has become the global center of the tango, a dance of heartbreak and survival that pulses through the city's veins. Visually, the city is a sprawling mosaic of gray stone palaces and vibrant purple jacaranda trees, reflecting a history of extreme wealth and deep political turmoil. In the deep violet twilight of the San Telmo district, the tango ghosts seem to dance in the shadows of the old tenements. It is a landscape of soulful defiance and tragic beauty. Does the music stop when the dancers die, or does it echo in the walls forever? Return to the navel of the world, where the precision of Inca stonework forms the indestructible foundation of a Spanish colonial dream. At an altitude of 3,400 meters, Cusco was once the capital of the vast Inca Empire, designed in the shape of a sacred puma. The walls of the Coricancha Temple and the fortress of Sacsayhuaman feature massive stones fitted so perfectly that not even a needle can pass between them. The city looks like a mountain of terracotta roofs and whitewashed walls carved directly into the high Andean valley, glowing under a fierce high-altitude sun. In the thin, crystalline air, the presence of the sun god Inti feels heavy and divine, watching over the descendants of the Inca. It is a place of profound spiritual gravity and ancient wisdom. Does the mountain still remember the Golden Age? Or is the sun just waiting for the empire to return? Walk softly upon the ancient iron bones of a city that smells of vintage oak, salted Atlantic air, and centuries of maritime history. Porto, a UNESCO World Heritage Jewel, is defined by its dramatic topography and the iconic Dom Luis Fern Bridge, a double-deck metal arch that has spanned the Douro River since 1886. The city's soul is found in the Ribeira district, where narrow, winding alleys lead to grand cathedrals adorned with intricate blue azulejo tiles. Visually, Porto resembles a cascading waterfall of granite houses and colorful porcelain facades stacked precariously against the steep river cliffs. As the golden sunset light bathes the terracotta roofs in a warm, ethereal glow, the haunting notes of a distant fado performance seem to summon the spirits of old explorers. It is a place of deep, melancholic beauty and enduring pride. Does the river still carry the secrets of the wine trade, or is it merely washing away the echoes of the past? How can a city built of white stone and surrounded by the pearl of the Adriatic still feel like an impenetrable fortress of ancient secrets? Dubrovnik is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, famous for its massive 13th century stone walls that stretch 1.9 kilometers around its perfectly preserved old town. Having survived both earthquakes and modern sieges, the city stands as a monument to human persistence and maritime power. Visually, it looks like a radiant crown of orange terracotta roofs set against the impossible, crystalline blue of the Adriatic Sea. As the morning light strikes the limestone streets of the Straten, a sense of profound historical purity settles over the squares. The shadows of the medieval guard seem to linger in the cool arches of the Sponza Palace. It is a place of silent, stony dignity. Do the walls protect the city from the sea, or do they keep the past trapped within? Beneath the medieval stones of Poland's ancient capital lies a history of dragon slayers, kings, and the resilience of a nation that refused to be erased from the map. Kraków is a Gothic masterpiece centered around the Rynek Główny, one of the largest medieval town squares in Europe, and the 13th century Wawel Castle that sits majestically on a hill overlooking the Vistula River. Having escaped the destruction of the world wars, the city preserves 1,000 years of architectural evolution. From Romanesque to Baroque, the city looks like a massive stone crown resting upon a hill, appearing as a chessboard of red-tiled roofs and dark basalt towers that smell of old paper and wood smoke. Every hour, a trumpet signal breaks the silence from St. Mary's Basilica, stopping abruptly to honor a messenger killed centuries ago. In the pale moonlight of the castle walls, the spirit of the Smokwawelski dragon seems to linger in the deep caverns. Is the sudden chill in the air just the Polish winter, or the breath of a legend? Discover the secret to a balanced soul in a city where the water is clean enough to swim in and the bicycles outnumber the cars. Consistently ranked as one of the world's happiest places, Copenhagen is a masterclass in hygge, the Danish art of cozy contentment. From the 17th century Nihon Harbor to the futuristic Copenhagen, the city blends historic charm with radical sustainable design. The harbor resembles a row of brightly colored Lego bricks lined up along the canal, reflecting the soft pastel hues of the Scandinavian sky in its clear ripples. In the cool, blue Nordic light of winter, the spirit of communal warmth feels like a protective shield against the dark. It is a place of quiet transition and peaceful progress. Why does the air here feel lighter than anywhere else? And is the little mermaid still waiting for the sea to call her back? Why does time seem to slow down into a graceful, sun-drenched dance in the quietest and most nostalgic capital of the South? Montevideo is the cultural heartbeat of Uruguay, centered around the Plaza Independencia and the magnificent Palacio Salvo, which was once the tallest building in South America. Established in the 18th century as a strategic port, it has preserved a rare collection of Art Deco and colonial architecture that gives the city a timeless, melancholic atmosphere. The city looks like a faded photograph of a golden age, with its gray stone plazas and the long, sweeping curve of the Rambla along the Rio de la Plata. As the soft dusk light settles over the old port markets, the ancient rhythm of the tango echoes through the narrow alleyways. It is a place of quiet dignity and ocean whispers. Is the silence a memory of a time that will never return? Step onto a masterwork of hydraulic engineering, where the land was stolen from the sea and held in place by millions of wooden stakes. Amsterdam is a city of liquid streets, featuring a concentric web of 165 canals and over 1,200 bridges that have defined its Golden Age identity since the 17th century. The city is a sanctuary of tolerance and architectural symmetry, where narrow, gabled merchant houses lean precariously over the water. Visually, it looks like a liquid jigsaw puzzle, with dark, emerald reflections dancing across brick facades under a vast, moody northern sky. In the pale, watery light of a misty morning, the spirits of the old Dutch merchants seem to linger on the canal banks, guarding their watery wealth. It is a place of quiet transition and technical brilliance, Is the canal water a peaceful neighbor or a patient conqueror waiting for the dikes to fail? Step into a royal dream, painted in shades of terracotta and sun-dried rose, where the grandeur of the Rajputs still echoes through the streets. Known as the Pink City, Jaipur was meticulously planned in 1727 and remains a marvel of Vedic architecture and symmetry. The Hawa Mahal, with its 953 intricate windows, stands as a testament to a royal era where mystery and elegance ruled the desert. The city looks like a carved sandalwood box, ornate and glowing with a warm, reddish radiance that deepens as the sun touches the ancient fort walls. In the shimmering heat haze of the afternoon, the pride of the Rajput warriors seems to radiate from the very stones. It is a place of vibrant color and unyielding tradition. Does the pink paint hide the scars of history, or is it a celebration of a spirit that can never be broken? Silence your mind and walk softly as you cross the threshold into a world where time has stood still for over a millennium. Kyoto served as the imperial capital of Japan for over 1,000 years, preserving a staggering 1,600 Buddhist temples and 400 Shinto shrines within its sacred boundaries. From the golden reflection of Kinkakuji to the haunting red corridors of Fushimi Inari, the city is a living museum of Zen philosophy and craftsmanship. The city resembles an intricately woven silk kimono, hiding tranquil moss gardens and wooden tea houses beneath the shadows of ancient weeping maples. As the flickering lantern light illuminates the Gion district at dusk, the presence of the kami, or spirit, feels thick in the cool evening air. It is a place of profound spiritual cleansing and ancient ritual. Can you hear the silent prayer of the stones? Or is the past just a beautiful shadow? How many souls must burn under the relentless neon lights before a single star is finally born in this sprawling city of angels? Los Angeles is a massive urban tapestry stretching across 500 square miles, anchored by the iconic 1923 Hollywood sign and the legendary Walk of Fame. It is a city built on the high-stakes industry of dreams, where the boundaries between reality and cinematic fiction are perpetually blurred. Visually, the city appears as an infinite river of white and red lights, flowing through a forest of towering palm silhouettes against a hazy pink horizon. Under the shimmering silver screen light of the Pacific coast, the ghosts of fame and forgotten starlets seem to haunt the grand old theaters of Broadway. It is a landscape of extreme ambition and tragic beauty. Do the hills still hear the silent screams of those who chased the light but found only shadows? How can a single island of steel and glass hold the weight of 8 million separate dreams without sinking into the Atlantic? New York City is the ultimate monument to human ambition, anchored by the 1886 Statue of Liberty and the iconic Art Deco spire of the Empire State Building. Since its founding as a Dutch trading post, it has become the financial and cultural axis of the world, defined by its rigid grid and soaring verticality. Visually, Manhattan appears as a geometric canyon of stone and glass. a grid of fire and light that never sleeps. In the flickering midnight skyscraper light, the collective human pulse of the city feels like a divine, thundering engine. It is a place of infinite possibility and crushing pressure. Is the city a permanent monument to human progress, or a modern Tower of Babel waiting for the tide to rise? Tread carefully and look beneath the grand colonial facades, for you are walking on the ruins of a fallen empire that is slowly reclaiming the ground. Mexico City is a geological and historical anomaly, built directly upon the destroyed Aztec capital of Tenochtitlan in a high-altitude volcanic basin. The Metropolitan Cathedral, constructed over 3 centuries starting in 1573, stands as a massive monument of stone, while the Palace of Fine Arts showcases the city's revolutionary Art Nouveau and Deco soul. Because it sits on an ancient lakebed, the city is literally sinking, creating a tilted landscape of warped stone and cracked murals. Visually, it appears like a sprawling mosaic of volcanic rock and vibrant colors, looking like a beautiful, unhealed wound in the Earth's crust. In the fierce, high-altitude starlight, the Huitzilopochtli sun spirit seems to dance in the heavy air. Does the ancient temple buried beneath the cathedral still bleed? Or is it just the heavy heart of the city? Step into a world of whipped cream architecture and imperial waltzes, where the ghosts of Mozart and the Habsburgs still govern the rhythm of the streets. Vienna, the former heart of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, is a city of monumental scale, defined by the Grand Ringstrasse and the soaring Gothic spire of St. Stephen's Cathedral. From the gilded halls of the Schönbrunn Palace to the quiet intensity of its historic coffee houses, the city is a sanctuary of refined intellect and musical soul. Visually, Vienna appears like a grand, white marble ballroom, its skyline a delicate balance of Baroque domes and neoclassical statues glowing under a soft gray sky. In the flickering candlelight of the opera houses, the spirit of a golden age feels vibrantly alive in the cool evening air. It is a place of profound elegance and historical weight. Is the music a celebration of life or a requiem for a lost empire? Step onto the vast, cold stones of Red Square and feel the crushing weight of empires that have risen and fallen beneath the shadow of the Kremlin. Moscow, first mentioned in 1147, is the historical and political heart of Russia, a city defined by its massive scale and the dark, heavy flow of the Moskva River. The St. Basil's Cathedral, with its chaotic, swirling onion domes, stands as a vibrant monument to a history of fire and ice. Visually, the city appears as a fortress of gray granite and red brick. Its skyline, a jagged contrast of Stalinist Seven Sisters and the glittering glass of the modern International Business Center. In the pale, wintry starlight, the ghosts of czars and revolutionaries seem to march through the frozen streets. It is a landscape of absolute power and haunting resilience. Do the stones still remember the heat of the fires? Or have they finally frozen forever? Beneath the ticking heart of Big Ben and the heavy iron spans of Tower Bridge lies a river of shadows that has seen the rise and fall of global empires. London has been the axis of trade and power for nearly 2,000 years, anchored by the dark, heavy flow of the Thames and the 96-meter Elizabeth Tower. The British Museum, a neoclassical temple of human history, houses over 8 million objects that tell the story of every civilization that the empire once touched. Visually, London appears as a sprawling, charcoal-colored labyrinth with an iron heartbeat, its skyline a jagged contrast of Victorian stone and futuristic glass. In the soft, damp light of a London morning, the ghosts of kings, paupers, and Enlightenment thinkers seem to walk the narrow alleyways of the city. It is a landscape of unyielding tradition and relentless reinvention. Why does the Thames flow so silently beneath the bridges at night? Is it because the river is too full of the empire's secrets? Walk through a dream where the clocks have stopped, and the only rhythm is the gentle lapping of the river against ancient Portuguese stone. Founded in 1680, Colonia del Sacramento is a UNESCO World Heritage Gem that served as a strategic bone of contention between Spain and Portugal for centuries. The town is defined by its 19th century lighthouse and the Calle de los Suspiros, where the original cobblestones still echo with the footsteps of colonial soldiers. Visually, it looks like a faded, beautiful tapestry of pastel-colored houses and flowering vines, appearing like a 17th century village caught in a perpetual, sun-drenched siesta. As the soft dusk light settles over the old port, the spirits of the early settlers seem to haunt the quiet plazas, whispering secrets of the sea. It is a place of profound stillness and historical reverence. Does the river remember the colony's first night? Or has the water washed away the memory of the struggle? Step into a living time capsule where the echoes of 15th century maritime trade still resonate through yellow-washed walls and ornate wooden bridges. Hoi An, a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1999, was once the most vital trading port in Southeast Asia, where Japanese, Chinese, and European influences merged into a unique architectural soul. The heart of the town is the Japanese covered bridge, a 17th century structure guarding the narrow canals that feed into the Huai River. Visually, the town resembles a kaleidoscope of silk lanterns and golden reflections, looking like a merchant's dream frozen in a perpetual, warm amber glow. As the sun sets, the river becomes a floating field of flickering candles, each representing a prayer released into the dark water. The spirits of the ancient traders seem to walk the lantern-lit alleyways alongside the living, whispering of a time when the world came to these shores. It is a place of profound peace and ancestral memory. Is the soft glow of the lanterns a bridge to the past, or just a beautiful mask for the fading shadows of history? What hidden secrets lie beneath the iron lattice and the limestone boulevards of a city that has mastered the art of both life and death? Paris is a city of layers, anchored by the 324-meter Eiffel Tower, an iron miracle of the 19th century, and the Louvre, a former royal palace that now guards the world's most sacred artistic treasures. Beneath the romantic surface lie the catacombs, a 300-kilometer labyrinth holding the bones of 6 million former residents, a silent city beneath the light. Visually, Paris looks like a limestone rose with an iron spine, a geometric lace of grand avenues and secret courtyards blooming under a soft, moody gray sky. As the soft amber glow of the street lamps reflects off the Seine, the muse of history seems to walk beside every traveler, whispering of revolutions and lost loves. It is a city that demands passion and promises an eternity of memories. Does the city of light truly banish the dark? Or does it only make the underground shadows feel much deeper? Beneath the romantic boulevards and the glittering lights lies a city built of iron, limestone, and the blood of 1,000 revolutions. Since its founding as Lutetia by the Parisi tribe over 2 millennia ago, Paris has evolved into the global heartbeat of art and intellect, boasting the 324-meter Eiffel Tower and the hollowed halls of the Louvre. The city is designed with a mathematical elegance, its streets radiating outward like the petals of a grand geometric stone flower, blooming under a soft gray sky. Paris looks like a limestone rose, pale and majestic, yet its underground catacombs hold the bones of 6 million souls. As the soft amber glow of the street lamps reflects off the Seine, the muse of history seems to walk beside every traveler. It is a city that demands passion and promises eternity. Does the light truly banish the dark, or does it only make the shadows deeper? Hold on tight to the cable car as you navigate the fog-shrouded peaks of a city built on the precarious edge of the Pacific. Famous for its 43 steep hills and the iconic 1.7-mile Golden Gate Bridge, San Francisco is a place of constant cultural and technological evolution. From the 1849 gold rush to the Silicon Revolution, its Victorian painted ladies have stood witness to seismic shifts in the American soul. The city appears as a series of pastel-colored waves frozen in time, frequently swallowed by the thick, rolling white breath of the coastal fog. As the pale ocean light filters through the bridge's orange steel, the spirits of the pioneers and dreamers feel close enough to touch. It is a landscape of high stakes and infinite horizons. Why does the bridge hum in the wind like a giant harp? And what song is it playing for the lost? Beware of the rising tide, for this legendary city of stone and marble is slowly sinking into the emerald embrace of its own lagoon. Built on 118 small islands, connected by over 400 bridges, Venice was a maritime superpower that dominated the Mediterranean for over 1,000 years. Today, it stands as a fragile masterpiece of Gothic and Byzantine architecture, navigated only by the rhythmic oar of the gondolier. The city resembles a floating theater of decaying marble, where the canals act as liquid streets reflecting the tragic beauty of a vanishing world. In the mist-filtered moonlight of winter, the ghosts of the Great Masquerade seem to dance across the Piazza San Marco. It is a place of haunting romance and watery shadows. Will the sea eventually claim its bride? Or can the spirit of Venice hold back the waves forever? Peel back the layers of this sprawling megalopolis, and you will find the bleeding heart of the Aztec Empire pulsing beneath the modern asphalt. Mexico City, built directly upon the ruins of Tenochtitlan, sits in a high-altitude basin 2,240 meters above sea level. The Zocalo, one of the world's largest public squares, is flanked by the Metropolitan Cathedral, which was constructed over 3 centuries using stones from destroyed Aztec temples. The city is a geological anomaly, literally sinking into the ancient lakebed upon which it was founded. Visually, it looks like a vast, colorful carpet of history stretched across a volcanic valley, vibrant with murals and sun-drenched colonial plazas. In the golden afternoon heat, the Huitzilopochtli sun spirit seems to dance in the heavy air, reminding us of the cycles of life and death. It is a city of profound, haunting energy. Can you feel the ancient temples vibrating beneath your feet? Or is it just the city breathing? Why does this city, split by the mighty Danube, feel like a majestic queen wearing a crown of white stone and thermal steam? Budapest is the union of 2 ancient cities, Buda on the hills and Pest on the plains, connected by the historic chain bridge. It is home to the world's 3rd largest parliament building, a neo-Gothic masterpiece featuring 691 rooms and 40 kilograms of 24-karat gold. Below the surface, the city breathes through over 100 thermal springs that have fueled its legendary bath culture since Roman times. Visually, Budapest appears like a sprawling architectural lace, glowing with a soft amber radiance as the sun sets over the Geller Hill. In the rising mist of the thermal baths, the spirits of the Habsburg Empire seem to linger in the warm, healing air. It is a city of resilience and deep, watery secrets. Does the Danube carry the weight of the past, or does it wash it all away? Walk through the city of 100 spires and feel the weight of alchemists, kings, and dark legends pressing against the cobblestones. Prague is a Gothic and Baroque masterpiece that remained largely untouched by the destruction of the world wars, preserving 1,000 years of European history. The Charles Bridge, guarded by 30 statues of saints, has spanned the Vltava River since 1357, serving as the ceremonial path for Bohemian monarchs. The city looks like a golden, labyrinthine dream of red-tiled roofs and jagged stone towers, illuminated by the ghostly glow of gaslit lanterns at night. In the deep shadows of the old town square, the spirit of the golem and the whispers of Kafka seem to haunt every corner. It is a place of deep mystery and architectural sorcery. Do the statues on the bridge watch the living? Or are they waiting for the stones to speak their ancient secrets? Step back in time to a city that breathes through faded pastel paint and the rhythmic rumble of vintage American engines. Founded by the Spanish in 1519, Havana was the key to the New World. protected by massive stone forts like the Castillo del Moro. Today, it remains a living time capsule of colonial plazas, Baroque cathedrals, and Art Deco palaces that are slowly weathering under the salt air. The city looks like a beautiful, decaying movie set, a kaleidoscope of turquoise, pink, and yellow walls, reflecting the brilliant Caribbean sun. As the night air fills with the scent of tobacco and the sound of a distant trumpet, the resilient spirit of the habaneros shines through the crumbling masonry. It is a place of soulful defiance and timeless elegance. Do the waves crashing against the Malecon carry the echoes of revolution or the whispers of a forgotten sea god? How can a city breathe when its very heart was once brutally sliced in half by a wall of cold, unforgiving concrete? Berlin is a city of profound resilience, anchored by the 1791 Brandenburg Gate and the haunting remains of the 155-kilometer wall that divided the world for nearly 30 years. Since its reunification in 1990, it has transformed into a global center of art and radical expression. Yet the scars of the 20th century remain visible in every stone. Visually, Berlin is a jagged contrast of Prussian grandeur and gritty, colorful graffiti that blooms across the gray ruins of the Cold War. In the cold, blue starlight of the northern winter, a rising phoenix spirit seems to govern the streets, urging the city toward an uncertain future. It is a landscape of deep historical weight. Can the earth ever truly heal from the trauma of such a violent division? Where else on this earth can you stand on a single bridge and feel the pulse of two different continents beating beneath your feet? Istanbul is the eternal bridge between East and West, home to the Hagia Sophia, a 6th century architectural marvel that has served as both a cathedral and a mosque. Spanning the strategic Bosphorus Strait, the city has been the capital of 3 great empires: the Roman, Byzantine, and Ottoman. Visually, the skyline is a forest of minaret needles and massive silver domes piercing the misty blue morning air. As the golden hour glow reflects off the water, the ghost of the Sultan seems to watch over the bustling Grand Bazaar. It is a sensory explosion of spices, silk, and sacred history. Is the call to prayer a message to the heavens, or a rhythmic reminder of the city's unyielding, immortal power? Behold the cradle of the Renaissance, where every vein of white marble was carved by the hands of genius and fueled by divine inspiration. Florence is an open-air museum of human achievement, dominated by the staggering red-tiled dome of the Santa Maria del Fiore, an engineering marvel completed in 1436. From the Uffizi Gallery to the Ponte Vecchio, the city preserves the artistic legacy of the Medici, Michelangelo, and Da Vinci within its sandstone walls. Visually, Florence looks like a terracotta crown, rising from a lush valley of silver olive trees and ancient cypress, glowing with a soft, Tuscan radiance that has inspired poets for millennia. As the eternal twilight light reflects off the Arno River, the ghosts of the great masters seem to walk the quiet piazzas. It is a place where art is not just seen, but felt as a living pulse. Does the statue of David watch the living with pity, or is he waiting for the world to awaken? Discover a sanctuary of minimalist Nordic design nestled at the head of a deep blue fjord, where the wild spirit of the north meets cutting-edge urban art. Oslo, the capital of Norway, since the 11th century, is a city of radical transformation, blending the medieval Akershus fortress with the futuristic white marble slopes of its iconic opera house. The city is a global leader in sustainability, surrounded by dense pine forests and the cold, crystalline waters of the Oslofjord. Visually, it appears as a sleek sculpture of glass and light emerging from a landscape of dark stone and ancient ice, reflecting the purity of the Scandinavian soul. As the sharp Arctic light flickers across the harbor, the restless spirits of the Vikings seem to dream of longships in the silence. It is a place of profound calm and quiet progress. Why does the sea still whisper of lost voyages even in the heart of a modern capital? Stay close to the shadows of the shifting sands, for the weight of the pyramids here is enough to crush time itself and bury your footsteps forever. Cairo is the chaotic, beating heart of the Arab world, standing in the literal shadow of the Giza Plateau, where the Great Pyramid of Khufu has stood for over 4,500 years. As the only remaining wonder of the ancient world, these massive limestone structures were built with a precision that still baffles modern science. Visually, the city appears as a sprawling sea of golden dust and urban noise, where three perfect triangular scars rise defiantly against the desert horizon. In the blinding, white-hot light of the Sahara sun, the warning of the Pharaoh's curse feels like a physical presence in the heavy air. It is a landscape of immortality and decay. Does the Sphinx know the date of the world's end? Or is it just smiling at our brief existence? Why does this massive stone fortress, atop a vertical cliff, feel like a piece of 17th century Europe, lost in the vast, snowy wilderness of the north? Quebec City is the soul of French America, founded in 1608, and remaining the only fortified city north of Mexico, with its original defensive walls intact. Dominated by the soaring green copper roofs of the Chateau Frontenac, the city is a labyrinth of cobblestone streets and stone houses that smell of wood smoke and maple. Visually, it looks like a winter fairy tale castle carved from gray basalt, overlooking the icy, dark blue expanse of the St. Lawrence River. As the soft, blue snowlight settles over the ramparts, the spirits of the early explorers seem to haunt the frozen harbor. It is a place of profound historical preservation and quiet isolation. Is the silence of the Canadian winter a comfort or the breath of a forgotten frontier? Do you dare to walk along the crumbling edge of a sleeping giant that once shattered the world and gave birth to the legend of Atlantis? Santorini is a volcanic archipelago in the Aegean Sea, defined by its massive, half-submerged caldera and the whitewashed villages that cling to 300-meter cliffs. The catastrophic Thera eruption 3,600 years ago left behind a landscape of black volcanic sand and jagged red stone that contrasts sharply with the deep sapphire water. The island looks like a cluster of sugar cubes scattered across a dark, prehistoric scar on the face of the earth, glowing with a blinding, divine white light under the Mediterranean sun. As the golden sunset paints the blue-domed churches in shades of violet, the spirit of the ancient sea gods feels vibrantly present in the salt air. It is a place of tragic beauty and eternal light. Is the volcano truly dead, Or is it just holding its breath? Enter a city where every layer of dust is a page of history, and every marble ruin is a silent witness to the birth of Western civilization. Rome, the Eternal City, was founded in 753 BC and remains a living museum where the Colosseum, the Pantheon, and the Roman Forum stand amidst the chaos of a modern capital. The city is a masterpiece of Baroque and Renaissance architecture, anchored by the spiritual sovereignty of the Vatican City. Visually, Rome resembles a sprawling, sun-drenched tapestry of ochre and gold, where the scent of old stone and espresso fills the narrow, winding piazzas. In the soft amber glow of the street lamps, the breath of the Caesars seems to vibrate through the heavy air, reminding us of the fragility of power. It is a place of profound spiritual gravity and timeless elegance. Can you hear the echoes of the gladiators? Or is the city just whispering its own name? Behold the Mother City, where the flat-top silhouette of Table Mountain rises like a massive prehistoric altar between two roaring oceans. Founded in 1652 as a supply station for the Dutch East India Company, Cape Town is a city of dramatic geography and deep, complex history. From the colorful houses of the Bow Cop to the white sands of Clifton Beach, the landscape is a collision of African soul and European heritage. The city looks like a thin ribbon of light squeezed between the vertical granite cliffs and the cold, sapphire Atlantic. In the brilliant, high-contrast light of the southern sun, the spirit of hope and resilience feels like a physical force in the air. It is a place of infinite horizons and powerful, natural energy. Why does the mountain wind feel like the breath of the earth itself? Is it a welcome to the continent or a warning of its untamed power? Can you endure the shimmering, golden heat radiating from 1,000 Buddhas in the humid, neon haze of a river that never sleeps? Bangkok is a dizzying collision of sacred tradition and urban chaos, anchored by the magnificent Grand Palace, a 218,000 square meter complex that has been the spiritual heart of Thailand since 1782. On the opposite bank of the Chao Phraya River, the porcelain-encrusted spire of Wat Arun rises 82 meters into the sky, acting as a beacon for the bustling floating markets that move with the tide. Visually, the city resembles a kaleidoscopic explosion of emerald glass and gold leaf, rising from a muddy, liquid serpent of commerce and ancient rituals. In the incense-heavy orange light of the temple lanterns at dusk, the Erawan spirits feel vibrantly present amidst the roar of the tuk-tuks. It is a sanctuary of sensory overload and divine grace. Does the rising smoke of the incense reach the heavens, or is it forever trapped by the city's restless, earthbound hunger? Follow the intoxicating scent of toasted cumin and ancient leather into a red-walled labyrinth where time is merely an illusion of the Sahara heat. Founded in 1062, the Medina of Marrakesh is protected by 19 kilometers of towering pinkish-red ramparts that have shielded its bustling souks and secret riads for nearly a millennium. At its center lies Jama' El Fna, a UNESCO-recognized square where snake charmers, storytellers, and musicians have performed since the Middle Ages. The city looks like a glowing terracotta ember in the dust, appearing like a vast hive of sun-baked clay that breathes with the rhythmic pulse of the desert. In the deep, crimson light of the Saharan sunset, the baraka, or divine blessing of the city's 7 saints, is said to settle over the crowds like a cool veil. It is a sensory journey that transcends the modern age. Are the storytellers in the square speaking to the living, or are they reciting ancient truths to the ghosts of the caravans? How can a city maintain the jagged defensive edge of the 13th century while simultaneously living at the digital forefront of the future? Tallinn is a perfectly preserved Hanseatic gem, featuring 1.9 kilometers of original stone walls and 20 defensive towers that have guarded the Baltic coast for nearly 8 centuries. At its highest point, Tumpi Hill, the Danish and German knights once ruled over a labyrinth of narrow, winding streets that remain largely untouched by time. The city looks like a jagged stone crown with red-capped towers, appearing like a frozen fairy tale of gray basalt and white snow under a dark Nordic sky. In the blue twilight of the northern winter, the spirits of the medieval merchants seem to haunt the cellars of the old town, guarding secrets of the sea. It is a place of profound silence and historical mystery. Does the stone wall protect the city from the modern world, or does it keep the ghosts of the Crusaders trapped within the hill forever? Enter a world where the emerald breath of the ancient cedar forest seeks to reclaim the glass and steel canyons of the modern coast. Vancouver is a masterpiece of geography, bordered by the Salish Sea and the snow-capped North Shore Mountains, centered around the 1,001-acre Stanley Park. This ancient coastal rainforest was home to indigenous Coast Salish peoples for thousands of years, before the glass towers of Vancouverism rose to maximize the views of the natural grandeur. Visually, the city appears like a cluster of shimmering crystals nestled within a deep emerald velvet, reflecting the moody slate-gray skies of the northern Pacific. As the soft twilight mist rolls off the Burrard Inlet, the air carries the scent of cedar and salt, evoking the presence of ancient forest spirits watching the marina from the shadows. It is a place of quiet, natural reverence and modern transition. Does the cedar forest still whisper the names of the ancestors? Or has the engine noise drowned out the heartbeat of the earth? Step onto a bridge where 2 continents collide and the pulse of 3 ancient empires still beats within the stone. Istanbul is the eternal gateway between East and West, home to the 17th century Blue Mosque, with its 6 towering minarets and the sprawling Grand Bazaar, a labyrinth of 4,000 shops that has been the world's heartbeat of trade since 1455. The city spans the strategic Bosphorus Strait, serving as a living museum of Roman, Byzantine, and Ottoman glory. Visually, the skyline is a forest of minaret needles and massive silver domes piercing the misty morning air like a fleet of stone ships. As the golden hour glow reflects off the water, the ghost of the Sultan seems to watch over the bustling crowds with a silent, regal pride. It is a sensory explosion of sacred incense and ancient silk. Is the call to prayer a message to the heavens, or a rhythmic reminder of the city's unyielding, immortal power? Behold an artificial constellation in the heart of the Mojave Desert, where reality is a choice and the night is brighter than the day. Las Vegas is a 4.2-mile neon river known as the Strip, a collection of mega resorts that recreate the world's icons, from the Eiffel Tower to the pyramids of Giza, within a single square mile. Since its rise in the mid-20th century, it has become the global capital of entertainment and a monument to the human desire to conquer the void. Visually, the city appears as a shimmering mirage of liquid gold and electric blue, looking like a giant jewelry box spilled across the dark, silent desert floor. In the frantic strobe light of the casinos, a modern spirit of alchemy seems to turn luck into destiny, or dreams into dust. It is a landscape of extreme excess and hollow brilliance. Is the desert reclaiming your soul, or are you just losing yourself in the light? Can a city built of coral and heavy stone still hold the vibrant, salt-stained secrets of the Caribbean pirates? Founded in 1533, Cartagena is a fortress protected by 11 kilometers of massive Spanish walls that once shielded the empire's gold from marauding invaders. This colonial treasure is a masterpiece of military engineering, featuring narrow streets and hidden plazas that have remained unchanged for centuries. Visually, the city is a chaotic rainbow of pastel facades and overflowing bougainvillea, reflecting the brilliant, scorching heat of the tropical sun in every vibrant corner. As the deep orange sunset light hits the ancient ramparts, the echoes of cannons and the whispers of galleons seem to rise from the Caribbean Sea. It is a place of soulful romance and colonial ghosts that refuse to leave the shore. Does the salt air carry the scent of lost treasure? Or is it just the memory of a blood-soaked, golden past? Enter the Eternal City, where every layer of dust is a page of history, and every stone is a silent witness to the birth of the world. Rome is a living museum, where the 1st century Colosseum and the perfect dome of the Pantheon stand defiantly amidst the chaos of a modern capital. Since its legendary founding in 753 BC, the city has been the axis of Western civilization, anchored by the spiritual sovereignty of the Vatican and the theatrical beauty of the Trevi Fountain. Visually, Rome resembles a sprawling, sun-drenched tapestry of ochre and gold, where the scent of old marble and espresso fills the winding, ancient piazzas. In the eternal twilight, light reflecting off the Tiber, the breath of the Caesars seems to vibrate through the heavy air, reminding us that empires fade, but the city remains. It is a place of profound spiritual gravity and timeless elegance. Can anything truly die in a city that refuses to end?